Yeah, so Saturday Night Lights.
It's going to be electric.
Electric.
Yeah.
I
Levi's
hope
Stadium.
Levi's is lit.
No, it's going to be.
Sold out.
Sold out.
But the
Lights,
thing is, with
camera,
our,
action.
the thing is, though, I wonder if the fans are just kind of used to playoffs because we usually always do make it because we're very blessed. And we usually always do, and then these games they're pretty, the tickets are way more expensive than regular tickets.
Sure.
So I wonder if it will be like a sold out, crazy packed game.
Mm-hmm.
Or if people kind of save their tickets for the regular season. I don't know. I'm sure it'll be fun.
It'll be packed out.
Yeah.
The electricity in the building will be, whoa.
And how many fans from Green Bay do you think will make it out?
A good amount. Because we played Green Bay in the playoffs before.
It's not, yeah.
And we played them at home, NFC Championship in 2019.
Oh.
And there were some fans. Not a lot. Mostly Niners out there. But Green Bay travels well. They got a good fan base.
The Packers beat the Cowboys 48-32. Jordan Love 16 for 21, 272 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
Jordan Love, game of his life in his playoff debut as the first year as a starter for the Packers, and he's just been phenomenal down the stretch. It's going to be a huge test for us this weekend. I'm not taking them lightly. I'm not taking the Packers lightly. The Cowboys must have taken them lightly because you could just tell from the beginning of that game, like there was just it was a different feel about how Green Bay came out versus how Dallas came out. Like it was, you could tell Green Bay's mindset right away was literally they won the coin toss. And usually when you win the coin toss, you want to defer because that means that you're deferring your chance to receive the ball in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
And you go out there on defense, you get a stop, and then blah, blah, blah. Green Bay said, nah, we'll receive. So that means we'll take the ball first, and we're going to score it on you.
Mm-hmm.
And they literally walked them down and scored to go up 7-0 to start the game. And so little by little, they just kind of started planting seeds of doubt within the Cowboys. And ultimately, it was too much. It was too much of a deficit to overcome for the Cowboys. Like, yeah, they were able to score late in the game to try to make it a closer game. But man, I mean, my hat's off to the Green Bay Packers. I think I saw some that they're the youngest team in the NFL, regardless of playoffs or not. Like they're the youngest team in the NFL, and like for them to have walked into Dallas and do something like that,
huge,
is big time for them.
Well, let's hope their luck doesn't run.
Yeah, we don't want it to
this
continue.
way.
We don't want them to continue to be successful.
We don't.
It was good. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not kidding. We don't want them to be successful.
No, of course not. That's not what I'm kidding about. Yes, we do not want them to be successful. We are going to put together a great week of preparation. They have an advantage in the fact that they're coming off of a win, and we haven't played football in I don't know how long.
Yeah.
So that's their advantage. Our advantage is that we're fresh, we're at home, we're all these sorts of things.
Yeah.
So, I think people are going to be like, oh, how do you not take them lightly? That's not. First of all, if you're asking that question, then you don't know what the type of team that we have and the type of maturity that we've been. Like I've been a part of way too many teams, way too many games to take anybody lightly. Mm-hmm. Remember what I was talking to you about the other day when I was talking about in the car, like, and how certain things have like changed the way I view games and like the way I approach
one thing
things.
Will happen in the rest of your career.
Scars. Yeah, I always talk about it. These scars that are left, and every scar allows more and more reflection and like kind of just not wasting a moment, really taking everything like it's your last. Mm-hmm. And this is just like any of those other situations.
I know. I feel good about it. I'm excited. Now that all the games are done, over with, we know who we're playing. Like we said earlier, we are playing the Packers on Saturday night at 5:15 p.m. That's 8:15 Eastern Standard Time. And how do you feel about it, Fred?
I feel amazing. I said from the start, whoever got to come into Levi's, bring them on. Mm-hmm. And we are going to prepare just as hard as we've been preparing all season long for this matchup. It's going to be one for the ages. It's going to be such an electric atmosphere, such a fun atmosphere to be a part of, environment to be a part of. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a battle.
It will be. And then, so in terms of just like the next step in weeks and da 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 da,
Hmm.
assuming saying if we get through this game with a win, we then progress to the next round of playoffs. And how many teams go to that round?
So this upcoming week, there's only 4 games.
Wow.
There's 4 games.
Gosh. Okay.
2 AFC games, 2 NFC games.
Well,
That's it. So that just goes to show you that literally we're at the end of
slicing
this
and
thing.
dicing them.
We're literally at the end of this thing.
Well,
And so after this weekend is over, there will be 2 games remaining.
okay. So after this weekend, there's 2 games remaining, and then it's that next week. There's no more off week. We'll play that next week.
Yep.
And then whoever wins those games, does the Super Bowl right after that, or is it a little bit later?
I think it's 2 weeks after that
It's 2
last
weeks
game
after that. Okay.
for informational purposes.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're not worried about none of that. We're
I'm just
focused
thinking
on
because I'm all about a schedule and a time, and I'm like, okay,
yeah, we're just
if we
focused
win
on
this,
Green
me.
Bay. We're just focused on winning one
I'm just saying
game.
in terms of schedule for
We're
myself.
just focused on winning just the one game Saturday night. Green Bay Packers 49ers. And boy, it's gonna be a goodie.
Be sure to subscribe anywhere you get your podcasts and to the Warner House on YouTube.